Today I will take your revision class. Revision of chapter 4, 5, 6 and 7 I will take. Now let's start with the revision of chapter 4 and it is absorption by root. I will tell you the main topics that you have to study in this chapter. First of all, you have to learn the three definitions of osmosis, diffusion and imbibition. Imbibition is the absorption of water by the dead cells. And diffusion is the movement of the particles from its higher concentration to its lower concentration. And osmosis is the movement of the water molecules from its higher concentration to its lower concentration through the semi-permeable membrane. And one more definition is also there. It is active transport. Active transport is the movement of the particles from its lower concentration to its higher concentration. And there is no any membrane, and this process works oppositely to the concentration gradient, so energy is required for the active transport, because we all know that there is no transference from the lower to higher concentration. If it occurs, then it requires energy. So through the active transport, minerals absorbed, and through the osmosis, water absorbed by the roots. Now there are three types of solution is also there that you have to study. It is isotonic solution, hypotonic solution and hypertonic solution. Isotonic solution means there is no any concentration gradient occurs inside the cell and outside the cell. Means the concentration of water is equal outside and inside the cell. So no any process occurs and no difference occurs in the size of the cell. Now next is the hypotonic solution. Hypotonic solution means when the cell kept in a water solution. Means the outer side of the cell having more concentration of water as compared to the cell sap. So in such condition, water moves from outside to inside. Means endosmosis occurs. And because of the endosmosis, cell swells. It increases in size, and that condition is called turgid condition. These terms you have to know. What is turgid, what is plasmolized, what is flaccid. Turgid means swells. Because of the endosmosis, cell swells, absorb water, and it swells and it becomes turgid. Now next is the hypertonic solution. Hypertonic solution means when the cells kept in concentrated sugar solution. Means water concentration is more inside the cell as compared to outside the cell, and in such condition water moves from the cell to outside, and so exosmosis occur, and because of exosmosis cell shrinks, and that condition is called plasmolized condition or flaccid condition. These terms, the one question surely comes on this basis, on these terms, or on the process, or on this process, or on these conditions. So you must have to know what are these types of solution, and what are the processes, and what are the conditions of the cell. This is all about the absorption by root. Now the next chapter is transpiration. We all know that transpiration is the process in which water loses from the aerial parts of the plant. Now, water loses in the form of water vapors, and there are some microscopic pores found on the lower surface of the leaf, and that pores are called stomata. So, water loses from the stomatal pores in the form of vapors. This is the process of transpiration. There are three processes in your chapter mentioned of the water losing. First is the transpiration, second is the guttation, and third is the bleeding. In transpiration, water loses in the form of water vapor through the stomatal pores, while in guttation, water loses in the form of water droplets through the margin of the leaves, and on the margin of the leaves high diathode cells are present, and through the high diathode cells guttation process occurs. Means water loses in the form of water droplets. And bleeding occurs in the old stem of the plant, old bark of the plant, and it occurs through the lenticels. And when the stem of the old bark tree is injured, so the cells are coming out, and this process is called bleeding. Now these are the three processes of water losing in the tree, in the green plant, and these are the transpiration, guttation and bleeding. You must have to learn these three processes. And through which cell this processes occurs? Transpiration occurs through the stomata, and guttation occurs through the high diathode cells, and bleeding occurs through the lenticell cells. Now, this practical, mostly this practical comes in the examination, and when a green plant, a green potted plant is covered by the bell jar, and this pot is already covered by the polythene bag. So, the question comes, what the process occurs? The process is transpiration. Now, why the pot is covered by the polythene bag? This question also comes. Why the pot covered by the polythene bag? It is covered by the polythene bag because to avoid the evaporation of the water from the soil. This is the answer. Why the pot is covered by the polythene bag? It is to avoid the evaporation of the water from the soil. Now, the next question is, why the water seen in the form of droplets? Because in transpiration water loses in the form of vapors. Then why it in the form of droplets? Because after condensing, water vapors turns into water droplets. You all know what is condensation process. After evaporation, condensation process occurs. Means evaporation occurs in the form of water vapor, and after condensing, the vapors converts into the droplets. So the water, because of the condensation process, it turns into the droplets. This is the process of transpiration. This apparatus is called bell jar. If a cobalt chloride paper is kept here, it turns pink. Initially it is blue in color, and after some hour it turns into pink in color, because moist cobalt chloride paper occurs in pink in color. So that because of the moisture condition in the bell jar, cobalt chloride paper turns pink in color. This is all about this practical. Now, there are three types of transpiration in your chapter mentioned, and the main important transpiration is the stomatal transpiration. Now, the three transpirations are stomatal transpiration, cuticular transpiration, and lenticellular transpiration. Stomatal transpiration occurs through the stomatal pores. Cuticular transpiration occurs through the cuticle layer, and lenticellular occurs through the lenticels. Now, stomatal transpiration occurs through the stomatal pores. We all know that stomata is like this. It is a pore. This is the stomata. It is a pore, and it is made by the kidney-shaped guard cell. And these guard cells are surrounded by the rounded mesophyll cells. And these mesophyll cells are having intercellular space. Palisade cells and mesophyll cells are having intercellular spaces in it. When the water moves from the stem to the leaves, it enters through the cell to cell. And because of entering of water molecule in the cell, these intercellular spaces are saturated by, after some time they get saturated by the water vapors, and so the concentration of water becomes more, and in this way water moves to the guard cell, and it also becomes turgid. It opens the stomatal pore, and water vapor coming out. Water loses in the form of vapor. This is the stomatal transpiration. Now cuticular transpiration, cuticle is a layer on the leaf. It avoids the rate of transpiration. It slows the rate of transpiration. Now next is the lenticellular transpiration. Lenticellular transpiration occurs in the old bark tree, so the lenticels present on the stem of the tree. Now next topic is the how we calculate the rate of transpiration. There is a apparatus, it is Ganong's photometer. Through the Ganong's photometer we are able to measure the rate of transpiration. And one more diagram question mostly comes on the basis of photometer. So you have also to study the photometer, what is the need of photometer. It is used to measure the rate of transpiration. Now there are some factors which affects the rate of transpiration. It is light intensity. When the light intensity is more, transpiration rate is more. And temperature. Temperature also affects the rate of transpiration. If there is more temperature, more rate of transpiration. Humidity. Humidity also affects the rate of transpiration. When there is more humidity, then there is low rate of transpiration is low. Humidity is what? Presence of water in the air. If the water already having, if the air already having water in it, so no more transpiration rate occurs. Now next is the wind velocity. Wind velocity also increases the rate of transpiration. More the wind velocity, more the rate of transpiration. Now carbon dioxide concentration. Carbon dioxide concentration also affects the rate of transpiration. If there is more concentration of carbon dioxide outside the plant, then the rate of transpiration decreases. So in this way, these are some factors which affects the rate of transpiration. Now there are some adaptations for the desert condition to avoid the rate of transpiration. First is the sunken stomata. Sunken stomata, when the stomatal pores covered by the leaf hair, then such type of leaf avoid the rate of transpiration. It decreases the, not avoid, it decreases the rate of, it slows the rate of transpiration. Next is the leaf, when the leaf turns into the spine, like in cactus. You all know what is cactus. In cactus there is no leaf, the leaves modified into the spine. If there is no leaf, no transpiration, no stomata and no transpiration occurs. Because of not presence of any leaf in cactus, they easily survive in desert condition. Now these are the and presence of cuticle layer on the leaf, thick cuticle, thick leaves like leaves of aloe vera. This type of plants are also very easily survive in desert condition, in dry condition. These are some adaptation. Now advantages. Cooling effect. This transpiration causes cooling effect on the green plant in hot condition. This is a very important advantage of the transpiration. In a very hot condition, it causes the cooling effect in the plant. Now next, because of transpiration, suction pressure maintained in the plant, and so that absorption of water, the water moves very easily on upward condition. We all know that ascent of sap occurs in plant and this process is opposite the gravity. This process occurs opposite the gravity. So because of transpiration, it easily water easily move. Ascent of sap occurs easily in the long tree. These are the some, and because of transpiration, translocation means movement of the food particle also occurs easily in whole parts of the plant. These are the some advantages and disadvantage. Because of the higher rate of transpiration, wilting occurs. If the rate of transpiration is more than the osmosis, then wilting occurs in the plant, whether it is well watered. Next is the stunted growth. More transpiration, if there is more transpiration, and the plant shows the stunted growth. They do not shows their growth or development properly. Now next is the abscission. Abscission also occurs if the rate of transpiration is inhibited, means no transpiration occurs because of any reason. So the abscission occurs, means leaf turns yellowish in color and after some time it falls. This is called abscission, means because of no transpiration or slower transpiration rate, abscisic acid starts making in the plant, and this abscisic acid is the anti-transpirant. It avoids the rate of transpiration. It avoids the process of transpiration in the plant, and so abscission occurs. These are some disadvantages. These topics you have to study in this chapter. Now